This sentence Mahavakya means a great statement. That's the meaning of Mahavakya. Tattvamasi is a Mahavakya. I and my father are one is a Mahavakya. Mahavakya means a great statement, coming as a revelation. And one has to work on that, meditate on that. So it's a tool of instruction, teaching students. So you keep on repeating it. I and my father are one. We are one. Tattvamasi is a Mahavakya. Aham Brahmasmi is a Mahavakya. Sarvam Khallidam Brahma is a Mahavakya. Ayam Atma Brahma is a Mahavakya. So there are many Mahavakyas. These statement of unity, identity. So how can you use that word? Because how can me and God be the same? It is as ridiculous as saying a flyworm and a glowworm and the sun are the same. A glowworm, a little bit of glow at its back, and it pretends that I am one with the sun. It is as ridiculous as saying that. How can you say I am one with God? That's the question. Answer. Idi ched stula sukshma sharirabhimani tvam pada vachyartah ubadhi vinirmuktam samadhi dasha sambannam shuddham chaitanyam tvam pada lakshyaartah. So maybe I have to write that 2 words. Tad tvam asi. That's the Mahavakya. In all mystic tradition, these statements are there. There is a Kabbalah or any mystic tradition. These statements, very shattering statements. So tad, that, tum, thou, asi, art. Art is not art in the verbal sense, not in the noun sense, art and all that. So thou, that, thou art. You are that. I think that is more direct. You are that. You are that. So in this statement, there are 2 nouns, one noun, one pronoun, that and you, and are. Are is a verb which talk about the relationship between you and that. So this is called a sentence. I hope you know that. This is a sentence. That you are that. In a sentence, a verb is a must. Unlike you are speaking in Jewish language, they don't use much verb. See? Instead of saying I come by bus, they will say I bus. Come and by you have to understand. So here, that thou are. You are that. When you say that in a sentence, how do you understand that statement? You have to understand the meaning of the word that, you have to understand the meaning of the word you, then alone you will understand the meaning of the sentence. Of course, you must know the meaning of the word are also. Now, there are sentences which has apparent meanings and implied meanings, or general meaning and implied meanings. Some sentences make sense only when you understand the implied meaning, not the apparent meaning. I give an example. You say, my house is on the sea, right on the sea. Does it make any sense to you? My house is right on the sea. How can your house be on the sea unless you are living in a boat house? It must be on the, at least on the firm ground. So when you say my house is right on the sea, it only means my house is near the sea. From there I can have a view of the sea. It does not mean right on the sea. So you have to go in for the implied meaning, not just the sentence meaning. If you look for the sentence meaning, you will cut a sorry figure. You must go into the implied meaning. Or you say he is a lion. He is a lion. I don't see any manes or canine teeth, and he is not on the four legs. What do you mean by he is a lion? Mean he behaves like a lion. He is so formidable. When he talks like a roar. He roar while he is talking. He is so formidable. Or he is like Einstein, he has got these manes all over. So it can mean many things. So apart, if the sentence meaning doesn't make any sense to you, you go for the implied meaning. It can also mean, when somebody says he is a lion, it can mean he is a member of the Lions Club, where all of them call each other lion. At home nobody calls them lion. So they go to Lions Club and have the vicarious satisfaction of being called a lion. Actually he is not a lion, and they know it pretty well. So you go in for the implied meaning. And when you go for the implied meaning, you have to adjust the meaning a little. So here that has got two meanings: the ordinary meaning, apparent meaning, and its implied meaning. You also have an apparent meaning and an implied meaning, oblique meaning, implied. And if you look for the, just understand the apparent meaning, it doesn't make any sense, this sentence. Doesn't make any sense. But when you know the implied meaning, it makes a lot of sense. Now what is the apparent meaning of the word that, tad, that? The apparent meaning is Brahman conditioned by the total ubadhis. That's the word meaning, the Brahman conditioned by total ubadhis. And the thou, tuam, means Brahman conditioned by the individual ubadhis. Individual ubadhis. This is conditioned by the total ubadhis. And the implied meaning is Brahman without this conditioning. When you go for the implied meaning of Tada, it means Brahman without the ubadhis. And you know the ubadhis have no separate existence. Ubadhi is nothing but an emanation of Brahman. So this conditioning doesn't mean anything to Brahman. So Tada means Brahman conditioned by, the apparent meaning is Brahman conditioned by total ubadhis, but the implied meaning is Brahman unconditioned by the total ubadhis. The implied meaning of Tum is Brahman unconditioned by the individual ubadhis. So when you say Tattvamasi, what you are understanding is Brahman expressing through the individual ubadhi and the Brahman expressing through the samashti ubadhi are the same. Both are the same. Electricity functioning through a 100 volts bulb and electricity functioning through a 0 watt bulb, both are the same. It is the power of the bulb which determines the quality of expression. If you remove the bulb and put your finger into any of these sockets, you get the real shock. The Brahman is there, both the socket. So you have to go in for the implied meaning. When you go for the implied meaning, you understand both are the same. I know a person from the very childhood. He, as a 6-month-old, I used to go to his house and then put in my lap and play with him. Six-month-old boy. He's a very cute boy. And then those people moved away from that city. So I had no opportunity to see them. They migrated came to America, 25 years. And then after 25 years, I come here and they invite me to their house. I said I can come, went there, and we knocked at the door, and then a very hefty, tall, muscular, hippie type young man with a big belly and muscles and then all that, he came and opened the door. So I said hi, he said hi, and then we went inside. So I told I came to see so and so. So he said, introduced me to him, and then I recognized him. And I said, how are you? 25 years I'm meeting, we are happy, we shook hands, we embraced, we remembered all the old stories and everything. And then, so these two people were sitting there, the old man whom I knew and this man. And then incidentally asked him, where is Shashi? Shashi means the little boy, 6-month-old boy. He was a bundle of bliss at that time. And I used to put him in my lap and I want to stalk him and all that. I asked him, where is Shashi? So the old man said, you want to know Shashi? Can't you see? I can see. What do you mean by can't you see? This boy is Shashi. This boy, this huge man sitting in front of me, this huge man of a Hulk, he is Shashi. So that Shashi, in that time, at that space, with those qualities, and this Shashi, at this time, with these qualities, are the same Shashi. This Shashi looks huge and bulky and powerful and a lawyer full of knowledge. That Shashi was puny, helpless, powerless and no knowledge at all. But both these Shashis are the same. Tada Tom Asi. This Shashi is indeed that Shashi. So unless we break out of these superficialities through a process of meditation, you will not understand the identity that exists between you and God, because we are still on the superficial level. So he says, Tattvamasi can be understood only in this way, that the underlying ground between God and me are the same. And the other superficiality doesn't matter. It doesn't matter, because that's called mithya or maya. It doesn't matter. What matters is the underlying truth. And then you also know the other superficial things are only emanation of the same Brahman. Thus, I understand. So this Mahavakya Tattvamasi, which is the master key in realizing your oneness with the God, requires a lot of contemplation. You should not be just flipped like that. You must keep on meditating against all odds. You must keep on meditating, so that a time comes when you really grasp the truth of that. So that's being said. Stula Sukshma Sharirabhimani Tumpada Vachyartaha Ubadhi Vinirmuktam Samadhi Dasha Sampannam Shuddham Chaitanyam Tumpada Lakshyaartaha. So when you say this Shashi is that Shashi, when you say that Shashi, old Shashi, he was a tiny baby. But that is only his superficial conditioning. This Shashi is a huge hulk of a man, but that is his superficial conditioning. And to understand that they are one, I have to cut through these conditionings and then see the truth. So too I have to cut through these conditioning and see the truth. Then alone I can appreciate the identity between that and this Shashi. Otherwise how will I understand? Because this Shashi is so huge. It is the same Shashi, I tell you. Otherwise, it will be like a Buddha skull. I was told in Sri Lanka, they have put there are two Buddhist temples, one in Anuradhapura, the other in Kandy. Both are famous temples. So the tourists, when they go, both of them have a skull of Buddha, it seems. Because Buddhists started worshipping these remnants of Buddha. When Buddha died, because he was an enlightened person, they have no God or anything. So they picked up this, because we cannot live without God. So there is no God, let me worship Buddha. So Buddha is dead. So they picked up his nail, his tooth, his hair, his toe, his bones, and then put it in a urn or a kalasha, and then built these huge stupas. And they will go around, Buddham Sharanam Gacchami, Shankam Sharanam Gacchami, Dharmam Sharanam Gacchami, they went around, pradakshina. So this temple, in some temple has a people tree, some temple have something else. So one temple, two temples, Anuradhapura and Kandy temple, both of them claim to have skulls of Buddha. Anuradhapura said this is the skull of Buddha. Kandy said this is the skull of Buddha. And Buddhists never ask this question. After all, they have faith. Maybe Buddha may have couple of skulls, who knows. So they never ask. Then they allow the tourists to visit. And this couple of American always, all the time they ask questions. When they saw, they ask questions. How can there be? When we went to Anuradhapura, they said that was the skull of Buddha. Here, the skull of Buddha. How can the same Buddha have two skulls? Some answer we have to give. Oh, that skull was when Buddha was a 17-year-old boy. This skull was when Buddha was 70-year-old. Can there be two skulls? There can be only one skull. So to this boy, which I have in my memory, and this huge man whom I see right in front of me, they are the same in the sense they have the same identity, spiritual identity. Physically they have changed, knowledge-wise they have changed, character-wise they have changed, habit-wise they have changed, and my relationship also changed. When I was a 6-month-old boy, I used to put him in my lap. If I do the same now, I will break all my bones. I cannot do that because he is such a big boy. But still I realize they are the same. There is no difference. So there is something which connects both of them. And one is I. He will say, oh Swamiji, the boy you saw, that was me. And this boy you are seeing is me. So it is, both are the same. Similarly, tad tum asi, you are, that you have to understand in an implied sense. For that you need very insights, great insight. Ordinary people don't understand it because it's different. If I show you a picture, you will not understand. One is a small boy, the other is a big boy. You will not understand the picture. You have to use the imaginative and meditative faculties to understand the identity. So, idi cheda sthula sukshma sharirabhimani tvam pada vachyartha. When you say tvam, its apparent meaning is Brahman connected with this cross body. So too, ubadhi vinirmuktam, minus these ubadhis. How do you attain that experience? By knowing that you are beyond sthula, sukshma, karana, shariraha, which you attain in the state of meditation through tattva, viveka, prakarana. Through that process of discrimination, you come to the realization you are Brahman, the rest are all something comes and goes in you. That's the meaning of ubadhi vinirmuktam, samadhi dasha sampannam. Samadhi dasha in the state of meditation, sampanna attained. You attain a knowledge, about yourself in the state of meditation. And what is that? Ubadhi vinirmuktam, free from the ubadhi, free from these objects. Shuddham chaitanyam tvampada lakshyartha. Lakshyartha means the implied meaning is the consciousness unconditioned by. The word meaning is consciousness conditioned, Brahman conditioned. Implied meaning is Brahman unconditioned, meaning Brahman minus the zero. That is a conditioning. And when it comes to Ishvara, so Tvampada Shuddham Chaitanyam, Shuddha Chaitanya, another word is used. Shuddha Chaitanya means Brahman. Please don't. You see, one problem is when you see a new word, you think it is a new entity. Atman, Brahman, Shuddha Chaitanya, these are all the same reality. Let's not think, oh, just now you talked about Atman, now you say Brahman, there is another entity, then Shuddha Chaitanya is a third entity. No, these are all three words indicating the same entity. So that Shuddha Chaitanya is my true nature. That you attain in the state of meditation. Shuddha Chaitanyam Tvampada lakshyartha. Lakshyartha means implied artha meaning. Similarly, when you use the word tat, what is its word meaning? The word meaning is Brahman plus the total ubadhis. But when you meditate on that word, you realize evam sarvajñatva vishishta ishvaraha tvampada vachyartha. Let us read that. Evam sarvajñatvadi vishishta ishvaraha tatpada vachyartha. Similarly, tatpadam. Vachyartha means ordinary meaning. Ordinary meaning is sarvajñatvadi vishishta ishvara. Ishvara conditioned by sarvajñatvam, omniscience, omnipotence and all that. Meaning all the ubadhis. That's the word meaning. What is the implied meaning? Remove the ubadhi. Why do you remove the ubadhi? Ubadhi has no permanent existence. So remove the ubadhi. Then understand Ishvara, free minus the ubadhis. And then you understand the Tvampada lakshyartham. Next. Ubadhi shunyam Shuddha Chaitanyam Tatpada lakshyartha. So lakshyartha, the implied meaning is, so two meanings can happen. One is the lakshyartha, implied meaning. Other is vachyartha, apparent meaning or ordinary meaning. So you should always go for the implication or the scripture. That's why scripture statement needs interpretation. Otherwise you just read the ordinary words and look into the dictionary and get thoroughly confused. So you cannot understand Vedanta by looking into Sanskrit dictionary. Everything will have different meanings. The simple word Rama Bhakta can have three meanings. Simple word Rama Bhakta. If you look into Sanskrit dictionary, it will have three meanings. One meaning is Rama Bhakta means the devotee of Rama. Or you can say one who has got a devotee called Rama. Or it can also mean Rama as well as a devotee. So three meanings can be. So one cannot just look into dictionary and find out. It needs interpretation. So implied meaning, implication. So scriptures are pregnant with such meanings because they are trying to convey something which cannot be conveyed. Very difficult to convey. And to convey you need a vessel. And most of the time the vessel conditions the whole thing. That's why this great exponent of communication said, the medium is the message. The medium has the power of torturing and distorting the message. So finally, just the medium. Everything is for the medium. Medium determines even this, because that medium determines how should I speak, what should I wear, why should you look. That medium determines. So similarly, the medium has got a great influence. And in the process we forget the essence. The essence is forgotten. So he says one has to go for the implied meaning, and implied meaning both the sentences are the same. Tad tvam asi. Therefore, you are that is the true statement. There is no conflict at all. So ubadi shunyam shuddha chaitanya, Brahman, free from the ubadi, is the implied meaning of tatpada lechyartaha. Lechyartha means implied meaning tatpada. Evam cha jiveshwarayoho chaitanya rupena abhede badhaga bhavaha. So badhaga bhava means absence of contradiction. Badha means contradiction. Thus there is no contradiction. Contradiction in what? In the statement that Jiva and Ishvara is abheda. There is no gap, division between Jiva and Ishvara. The statement has no contradiction whatsoever. Evam jiveshwarayoho chaitanya rupena abhede. Their identity is on the deeper level, not on the superficial level. Superficial level you may see some contradiction, but on the deeper level we all are one. Between Ravana and Rama, a lot of contradictions. Ravana is a 10-headed monster, Rama is a beautiful divine being, but the Puranas say both of them came from the same source. There is no difference. Ravana came from Vaikuntha, Rama also came from Vaikuntha. Or the people who play antagonistic roles on the play, in the green room they are good friends. They are good friends. Their stage animosity is not carried into the green room playfulness. They are good friends there. So if you go deeper and deeper, you find more and more common ground. The deepest level, we all are one. Between you, me, the world, God, all are from the same source. And that source is called Yeve or Brahman. That is the ultimate source, or your unconditioned consciousness. So that's over now. Now, by continuous meditation on this statement, Tattvamasi, and then realizing it in the serenity and the silence of your heart, and then looking into the world and yourself through that vision. The third eye means that. The third eye means the vision generated by continuous contemplation on this statement, Tattvamasi. You know the importance of this statement now. So your third eye is opened. So some gurus catch hold of you and take a knife and make an incision here and say your third eye is opened. It is not that third eye. The third eye is an inner mutation that happens in you by constant contemplation upon the statement of unity. It may contradict your daily experiences, but continue to have faith in it. Work on that. You and I are one. That statement and all the implications of that statement. One has to live that statement. Thus, you become a Jivan Mukta. Jivan Mukta means a free person, living liberator. With a continuous contemplation of this word, you become living liberator. Next. Evam cha Vedanta Vakyehi Sadguru Padeshena cha Sarveshu api Bhudeshu Yesham Brahma Buddhihi Utpanna Te Jivan Muktaha Ityarthaha. There is great controversy among the spiritualists. Some people say absolute freedom, happiness is possible when you die and go to heaven. Here it is not possible. because the problem of the body, illnesses, deprivation, hunger, thirst is impossible. So therefore you are waiting for your last day so that after death I can. But the problem is, even after dying you won't reach there. Then you have to wait till the end of creation. You have to lie in that casket for the rest of creation. You can turn in your grave. More than that, you cannot do nothing. Till the end of creation you must be there. Then the God will summon you. That is one way of. But at the same time we need a liberation. Nobody says we don't need it. We are ready to wait. If that is the only way we are ready to wait. After all, we are always in a casket. The body casket and some other casket. So therefore, he said, I am ready to wait. Here the demand is different. I cannot wait like that. I want to be liberated right now, here. The power of now. I want to be liberated now. There is no time for me to wait. Waiting is my problem. I have been waiting throughout my life for something or other. I am tired of this waiting. And I cannot wait for the final oneness with God. Therefore, and a person who asks that, make that demand, he is called a real seeker, mumukshu. Right now I want. So he says, you will become a Jivan Mukta, living liberator. That's called a Jivan Mukta, the liberated right now. So, and that Jivan Muktas are called enlightened people. Enlightenment means this Jivan Mukti. I have attained Jivan Mukti. So, evam cha Vedanta Vakyehi, thus with the help of the statements of Vedanta. Vakya means statement. What are the statements? Tattvamasi, Aham Brahmasmi, etc., etc. You are that, etc. I and my father as one. By dwelling on that statement continuously, without let or hindrance, Patanjali says, Nitya Nirandara Satkara Sevida Samadhi, daily, continuously, in spite of all, against all odds, you have to try for it. Vedanta Vakyehi Sadguru Upadeshena cha, and by the teaching of a good teacher. Sadguru means a teacher who will not deviate from this statement. He is called a Sadguru. A teacher who believes that you can achieve it right now and who has a method of reaching you there. He is called a Sadguru. A Guru says, after death I will make you free. He is a Asadguru, useless Guru. The Guru should say, right now I can make it possible. That is a Sadguru, a serious teacher, an honest teacher. So with his help, his teaching, and with the help of these sentences and your honest effort, Sadguru Upadeshena cha, you come to a state where Sarveshu Abhibhudeshu, in all beings, Sarveshu Abhibhudeshu, Brahma Buddhi Utpanna, you have gained this Buddhi. Buddhi means this vision of seeing God in all. All are emanation of God. God lives in all. I am also God. That kind of a understanding has come to you. You have gained that knowledge. Brahma Buddhi Utpanna Te Jivan Mukta Ityartha. So what is the definition of Jivan Mukta? What is the characteristic of Jivan Mukta? He sees the same everywhere, God everywhere. That's why in Hinduism you say Namaste. Namaste, this gesture is a expression of your reverence and also an expression of your vision of unity. See, all the fingers are united, both the hands are united, joined. So then you say Namaste, I salute you. I salute you means what? I salute, I see you as God. Then you also say back to you, my salutation to you. So that's here what you do, you grab him by the hand and shake him and dislocate his hand and then throw him out. That's what you are doing. Maybe you want to know how strong the other person is, because you don't trust anybody. So you shake him a little and see how strong. Thereafter, you can decide whether to pull his leg or not. First they pull his hand, then pull his leg. Or some other place, something else. So here what you do, in this culture, namaste. You be there, I am here, my salutation, let there be space around us. I will remain in my space, you remain in your space, namaskaram. Namaskaromi. My salutations to you. This is the best way of dealing with the people in this age of AIDS. Understand? Namaste, sir. You be there. I am there. And still we have a good contact and communication. And he says that I respect you and I expect the same courtesy from you. Let us keep the... So a person who can see this divine expression in all beings, he is called a Jivan Mukta. He is a really true free individual. He is the one who can express his potentialities unhindered, without any hindrances. Otherwise fear, unnecessary attachment, delusions, this, that. As a result, he cannot express himself fully. So he is a person who is free, and he can freely manifest his, express his full potentialities, unhindered, and hence he is called Jivan Mukta, living liberated. And I would say Christ is a living liberator. That's why he said, I and Father are one. To give them all those statements. Socrates happily drank the poison because he knows he cannot be touched. This poison cannot touch his being. And he did not have any ill feeling toward those who gave him the poison, because he only thought that they don't know what they are speaking. So Mahatma Gandhi, Buddha, etc., etc. And each one of us, but since you are not that famous, unfortunately, your name is not recorded. Otherwise, each one of us share that experience. So thus, Jivan Muktaha ityartaha. Continuing, Nanu Jivan Muktaha Kaha. Sir, can you explain that Jivan Mukta state a little more? Jivan Mukta state a little more? Yes. Yatha Dehoham Purushoham Brahmanoham Shudroham Asmi Idi Dridha Nishchayaha Tadha Naham Brahmanaha Na Shudraha Na Purushaha Kintu Asangaha Satchidananda Sarubaha Prakasha Rubaha Sarvandaryami Chidagasha Rubaha Asmi Idi Dridha Nishchaya Rubaha Aparoksha Jnanavan Jivan Muktaha. He is a Jivan Mukta. Who is a Jivan Mukta? Yadha Dehoham Purushoham Brahmanoham Shudroham Asmidi Dridha Nishchayaha Tada. So people have got certain firm opinions about themselves. Dridha Nishchaya means unshaken convictions about themselves. What are the convictions? If I ask you, who are you? Immediate answer is, I am a tall man. I'm tall, short, etc. The physical expression. So most of the time you measure yourself by your physical body. Therefore you say, I am the body. In those expressions, there is that idea, I am the body. Dehoham, I am the body. Then what is other expressions? Purushoham, I am a man, or a male or female. Everywhere they ask you, male or female, tick. Now you have to tick male or female. That's our common understanding. That is how people measure you, identify you, put you in a box. Male box, not MAIL box, MALE box, female box, this box, that box. You have many boxes. So you are locked into these boxes. I am male, I am female, and the psychology and the expressions and the movements and the philosophy and the this, that, and the fight and the quarrels, all those come because you are locked into these preconceived notions. I am a male, I am a female. What else? Purushoham, Brahmanoham, that is another. I belong to the highest caste of Brahmin, I am a Brahmin, I am an intellectual. Understand? I am the elite of this country, elite mentality. Brahmanoham, that's another feeling. Then Shudroham, I am the least and the wretched. Some people feel like that. Victim attitude. I am victimized by everybody. And in this country I feel everybody is a victim. I am wondering who is the perpetrator of the crime? Nobody. Children are suing parents, students are suing teachers, Shishyas are suing gurus, because the guru promised me enlightenment and I studied with him for 6 months and now I am still unenlightened. Therefore $20 million. File a case. Everybody is suing everybody else in this country. I am yet to see all of us must sue the lawyers now for misguiding and misleading us. Anyway, that doesn't happen. So this kind of a victim mentality, where will it stop? If I sue my parents for my defects, then they will sue their parents for their defect, they will sue their parents for their defect. Finally, the ultimate parent is God. Let us file a joint petition against God for all these misfortunes. Doesn't work that way. Somewhere you have to put an end to this victim attitude and take charge of our life. So he says, Purushoham, Brahmanoham, Shudroham. Shudra means I am a victim. I am an exploited victim. Shudroham asmi di dridhanishchaya. This is how you operate in this world. And as a result, you operate as a limited person. Give up all those thoughts. And what should be your thought about yourself? Tada naham brahmanaha. I am neither an elite or a victim. I am not a Brahmin. Then who are you? We will see later. I am not a Brahmin, at least for the time being. Na Shudra. I am not a Shudra. Then na Purusha. I am not a man or a woman. No, I am not male or female. I may wear the shirt of a male or a female, a costume. That does not make me male or female. Na Purushaha. That means na Strinsha. Neither male or female. I think that will give you a lot of clarity in this culture where the feminine movement is going around. Feminine movement. Are you a woman or man essentially? No, you are the spirit. From that attitude you come to the other assumptions. So, na Purushaha. Kindu, then what are you, sir? Asangaha, I am detached from all this. Asanga, untouched by any of these conditionalities. So the vision is totally different. You refuse to be boxed into the biological and psychological and genetic conditionalities. You want to get out of it. If you are a spiritual person, you have to do that. Otherwise there is no spirituality. So as a spiritual person, you cannot even say I am conditioned by the genetic programming. Genetic programming is an instrument I have, which I can use. And as a result, maybe by the power of your thought, you can re-script your, we have to yet to explore all those areas. You can re-script your genetic programming by the power of thought introducing. And that facility you have only when you distance yourself from the genetic structures, at least in terms of thinking and understanding. But if you simply believe that I am a victim of my genes, then you have no spirit. Your spirit should revolt against that ideas of predetermination or predestination. If somebody says that you are determined by some past event, if you are a spiritual person, your spirit should revolt. I refuse to accept that. I refuse to accept that. My spirit doesn't agree with that. Doesn't taste. I don't appreciate that. So that way, so the genetic or whatever, anything determines you, you are rebelling against it. That's the meaning of spirit. So it's by act of rebellion alone, against the condition alone, that you can explore and express your spirit. Act of rebellion against. So conformity is death. But if you rebel against it, then you manifest your spirit. So he says, na shudraha na purushaha kindu asanga. I am something above all this. So we have already seen that beyond stula sushma karna sharira, etc., etc. So I am asanga, I am beyond all this. And then you get a point to stand. From there you can use all these instruments. You know, I think it was Archimedes who said, give me a lever and somewhere to stand. I can lift the whole world. But where to stand, that is our problem. Where will you stand? Lever is there, but where will you stand? You are standing on the lever. So he says, where you stand should be this central, spiritual center. From there you can use and lift anything. That's the Sasangaha Satchidananda Sarupa. We already explained what is Satchidananda. Essential nature is Sadachida Anandam. So I don't want to go over it again. Satchidananda Sarupa. Chidananda Rupa Shivoham Shivoham. That sloka by verses by Shankaracharya, which is called Atma Dashakam, Nirvana Shadkam. Mano buddhya. Maybe you can learn that. Mano buddhya hangara chitta ninaham najashrotra jikve najaghana netre. These I am not. Then who are you? Chidananda Rupa Shivoham Shivoham. I am that infinite self. Chidananda Rupa Shivoham Shivoham. This way one has to repeat all the time. Na stri na puman. I am neither man nor woman. These are all determined by the chromosomes. Then who are you? Chidananda Rupa Shivoham Shivoham. I am neither ignorant or knowledgeable. Then what are you? Chidananda Rupa Shivoham Shivoham. I am neither guru or shishya. Then what are you? Chidananda Rupa Shivoham Shivoham. That's a meditation. I am neither the victim nor am I the perpetrator of a crime. Then what are you? Chidananda Rupa Shivoham Shivoham. This way you keep on repeating. Thus you move into the spiritual dimension. So you can, Sundarji, you can give that sloga, Ruth and they can chant it and sing it. It's a beautiful, very interesting Sanskrit sloga, Chidananda Rupa. It repeats like that. Every as a refrain, it repeats. It's very wonderful. It's called Nirvana Ashtagam. 8 verses on Nirvana, freedom. 8 slogas on freedom, liberation. The song of liberation. So Satchidananda Sarupaha Apragasha Rupaha. My nature is pure light. Again there is in the Christian tradition that and Jewish tradition. God is light. I am the light. I am the path and I am the truth. So it's light. It is in that light you have to walk. All other lights are meaningless lights. There is only one light, the light of the self. That light is the light in which you should. So that's why I am the light and I am the path. And I am the goal, destination. I am means what? This is the I am. The self we have revealed now. So when Jesus Christ says, I am the path, most of the people mistake that historical person is the path. No. Then he should have said, Jesus Christ is the path. I am sure he has not said that. He only said, I am the path. I am the path means it is an ahistorical person. Christ who lives in you as the self. He is the path. Follow that light. So, Prakasha Sarubaha Sarva Andaryami. And as the light, I live in everybody, he says. So, you are a light unto yourself, I am a light unto myself. All of us are lights unto ourselves. So, some Sarva that Sarva means in everybody. Andaryami means lives indweller. His light is in everybody. Even this criminal who is ready to wipe you out or hit you and exterminate you, even in that criminal, you see the same thing. And that will transform that person. So, Sarvandaryami Chidagasha Rupaha. And my nature is like space, he says. Consciousness space. I am the formless awareness, Buddha statement. I am the formless awareness. Chidagasha Sarupa. Asmidi. Dridha Nishchaya. Thus you need a firm faith. Dridha Nishchaya Rupaha. Aparoksha Jnanavan Jivan Mukta. Out of this firm faith, you get an aparoksha jnana means deep knowledge. Unshaken, deep knowledge. Knowledges are classified into three types. One is called Pratyaksha, sensate knowledge. Knowledge which you gather through senses of the pot and the ghost and all that. Pot, outside knowledge, material knowledge. And the other knowledge is Paroksha Jnana. One is Pratyaksha Jnanam and the second is Paroksha Jnanam, indirect knowledge. Knowledge you gain through inference, etc. Words and inference. Now, you know that man has gone to the moon, landed on the moon, but have you seen it? You have not seen it. Then how do you know that? My grandfather told me, my father told me, but I saw a picture. These are all indirect knowledge, but you believe in it. So there are two types of such knowledge, direct knowledge and indirect, Pratyaksha and Paroksha. Then there is another knowledge, a deep, intuitive, revelatory knowledge which gives you much more clarity than all these knowledges. That knowledge is aparoksha, immediate, instant knowledge. It is a very deep knowledge. And in that knowledge the sense organs are not used. Though the sensations are there, but that is not used. It's a deep understanding comes to you. Such knowledge is called aparoksha jnanam, direct or immediate, instant knowledge. In this culture you call it intuitive or revelatory knowledge. Suddenly the knowledge. Or you can say aha knowledge. Aha knowledge means suddenly you feel, aha, got it. So far you have been trying and suddenly aha knowledge. Or frog leaping knowledge, you just leap into knowledge. Or lightning knowledge. So look at lightning. Whatever word you use, aha or lightning or frog leaping or whatever word you use, suddenly, and the beauty of that knowledge is there is no duality of a knower and the known in that knowledge. Therefore, it does not become a memory. There is no memory in that knowledge. Since there is no memory, you abide in that knowledge. So, that knowledge will never leave you. There is no time in that knowledge, experience. It's a unique kind of knowledge. And hence it is said, aparoksha jnanam. So please understand the three types. Pratyaksha, what you see in front of your eyes. Paroksha, what you have heard about or infer about, and then approach, very deep, intuitive, revelatory knowledge. And that knowledge is essentially about yourself, self-knowledge. That also called self-knowledge. Aparoksha jnanam. And it's so called Tribudi Dehida jnana. There are very technical words for this. At this point you don't have to worry about those technical words because you are already tired. So we will use it some other time. So there is a lot of technical words to explain this aparoksha jnana. What does it mean and how does it happen and all that. So Jivan Muktaha, he is called a Jivan Mukta. It's not over, you have little more. So yeah, not over. But we may have to break for 5 minutes. Then we'll come back and then have the final obsequies of this whole program, the final ritual and of this program. So now the question in that realization, what happens to my memories, my karmas, all the good and bad things I did in the past? What happens to all of them? My possessions, all that. There will be a bonfire, he says. Now there is a bonfire. If you have read that book, what is that Australian lady, Down Under? A mutant message Down Under. The lady goes to Australia, American lady, of course, with the passport and then checkbook and then traveler's check and a camera and a typewriter and a computer and all her, everything is a big bundle. Big bundle, goes there and joins this. Everything is in a big bag. So she joins these aborigines. They are walking across the desert and I also want to walk for a spiritual experience. So before they start, they have this big bonfire. They take inspiration from that. So this lady was with this backpack. Everything is there, money, camera, pen and everything. And a few change, clothes, everything is there. So they told her, give us that bag. This lady hesitated, but anyway, you're part of the group. They took the bag and put it into the fire. Now let us walk. You don't need this backpack to walk. That was the time everything broke off. She suddenly felt liberation. There was a fear when it was taken out. Suddenly she laughed. Of course she didn't die laughing. She laughed and she said, let us go. Let us go now. And it was a great liberating experience. So here also the bundle of the past, all the karmas will be consigned into this fire of knowledge. Jnanagni sarvakarmani bhasmasat kurude Arjuna. The question is, if I know who I am and I am a liberated person, what happens to my past? The past is wiped off, liquidated and burned down, the question. So here is a inquiry into that. What happens to? So technically, thereafter you don't act from the past. You act from the spirit. Therefore, all your activities will be spontaneous responses, not conditioned reactions. There is spontaneity in all your, because spirit is always creative, new and new. It never repeats. An example given is take a leaf, couple of leaves from the tree, no two leaves will be the same. Thumb impression of people, no two thumb impression will be the same. Children of the same parents. God never repeats. He is incredibly crazy in his creation. all the time new things. It is not like a matchbox coming out of a factory. You cannot distinguish between two matchboxes. But God's creation is always new. So when you operate from the level of the spirit, when you are the spirit, there is no repetition in life. When you don't repeat, everything is an enjoyable experience. So what happened to your past, the conditioning? Brahmaivahamasmidi aparoksha jnanena nikhila karma bandha vinirmuktaha syad. So Brahma eva ahamasmidi. I am indeed Brahman. Aham indeed Brahma. Brahma eva ahamasmi. Idi aparoksha jnanena, by the deep, doubt-free, intuitive, revelatory knowledge. Aparoksha jnanena. Where the knower, known duality break down. There is only the flame of experience or knowledge or whatever you put in that state. It's a knowledge without the knower, they say. Knowledge without the, now whatever way you want to understand, knowledge without the knower, experience without the experience. I can give you a practical example. Whenever you listen to music, you must have seen. When you move into a music theater, you try to find out a good place for you, from where you can see every movement of the musician or the ballet dancer. You occupy place, and you are preoccupied with that. Then you sit somewhere, and while the play has not yet started, so you look around, who is sitting around me. See that? Then suddenly the curtain is up, the dancers come into on the stage and they start dancing. Then you start looking at them, and slowly a state comes where you are so much in it, but you are not there. There is only the dance, not you. It is in that state you really enjoy it. It's a momentary experience. And suddenly you think, oh, it's wonderful, you slap the neighbor, oh, what a wonderful program. All those things happen. But at that moment, split moment, the experience are end, and there is only the flame, ecstasy of experience. That's what we want to capture all the time. So Brahma eva aham asmi, I am this infinite Brahman or conscious. The dhrida nischaya, aparoksha jnanena, nikhila karma bandha vinirmukta syat. You will be completely liberated from the past. There is no more past. And hence, there is no more meandering or wandering into the future. You experience the power of the now. Because the past pushes you into the future. Thinking and imagining. You are no more in the past. You work from the pure spirit. Spirit is incredible. So in this state, the factual knowledge you gathered from the past remains, the factual knowledge. But these factual knowledge is all subject to interpretation and change. Factual knowledge means a wise man, he learned some mathematics. Before all this pursuit, he continued to know the mathematics. But he is not arrogant about that. Factual knowledge remains. Psychological problems all disappear. So psychological knowledge and factual knowledge is different. Factual knowledge never bothers you. You don't worry about it. For example, the mathematical knowledge of 2 plus 2 is 4. That's a factual knowledge. I have never seen you sitting and worrying 2 plus 2 is 4. What will I do now? It is not a problem for you. It is not the factual knowledge which creates problem or distraction. What creates a problem is psychological memory. Somebody hurt you, somebody kicked you, somebody did not smile, did not remember your birthday. These all can cause psychological hurt, and that keep coming up. So what affects you is your psychological memory, not factual memory. Factual memory, memory about facts. So for example, when you sit for meditation, what keep coming to your mind? Not the mathematics you have learned. That's not what comes to your mind. What comes to your mind is, oh, this guy, this person did not pay the money which he borrowed from me, or he did not smile when I saw him. What is up to him? Such an arrogant fellow. He has forgotten all the help I have done to him. These things, I must teach him a lesson. You understand? All these memories come to your mind and your meditation is gone. So for a wise man, these psychological aberrations, memories are all gone. They all drowned, burned down. And what remains is only factual memories. That doesn't affect him at all. That's why nikhila karma bandha vinirmuktaha syad. Nikhila karma, all the karmas. Bandha means the bondage that causes on you. The psychological blocks and hindrances, they all gone. Bandha vinirmuktaha syad. He is totally liberated. Vinirmuktaha means liberated from that. That statement provokes another question. Question is, what are these karmas you are talking about? What are the karmas that you are talking about? What do you mean by karma? So we are working a lot on the karma idea nowadays. The modern world has accepted the theory of karma and punarjanma, rebirth and metempsychosis, moving to all these are accepted by the modern world now, scientific community. So what is your idea of karma? Generally we use the idea karma to regress and progress. A psychological treatment. You go back into your memory, Freud initiated that, and then slowly with the Jungian concepts and transpersonal psychology, we think in terms of going back and forth into memory lane. So you have several births and several future births, etc. So that level of your personality, living in memory and memory projected dreams, which makes you wander here, there, everywhere, all those memories simply disappear. And all the victim feelings you have, all the lock, stock and barrel, all of them go. Now you are no more a victim. I am finally liberated from all these things. So what are the karmas? Karmas can be divided into three. Karmani, kadividhani, sandhi ched, agami, sanchita, prarabdha bhedena, trividhani santi. Karmani kadividhani. Kadividhani means how many, what are the kinds of karmas? How many kinds of karmas? Kadividhani. How many kinds? Karmani, karma. Karma itself is a big theory. I am not going into it at this point. But briefly, the karma theory is explained here. What is karma? Karmani kadividhani cheda. How many types of karmas are there? So karmas at this point, let us understand the load of the past. The load of the past on your brain or your behavior, your reactions, that is the karma. The past exerts a big load on you. Past experiences, impressions, etc. So, and that load is, because of that load of the past, you become more and more like the past. You behave like more and more. Especially when you become older, you are helplessly you will behave conditioned by the past. That's why by the time 50 or 55 you look like your father. If you're a woman, you look like your mother. And you start speaking also. Whatever your father told, you repeat to your children. You never listen, you never obeyed his father, but you remember all that. You pass it on your children. He will never listen to what you say. He will pass it on to his children. That goes on like that. Andha parambara is nobody listens to anybody, but pass it on, the whole thing. So he says, so Jnani, so the karma is basically the load of the past, the impressions of the past, which determines your present actions, future actions, quality of your enjoyment, and etc. Your suffering, your enjoyment, etc. determined by the past. So by the way you live now, one can know what you were in the past. You don't have to literally go into the past. You know it by the way you live now, the way you do things now. You understand what was your past. You don't have to take the elaborate process of going back into the past, which is full of problems. I always tell this story. If you try to know what you were in the past life, of course, whatever you want to know, your wife also would like to know. So both of you go to somebody, he puts you on a process of regression, and suddenly you discover you are a cat and your wife was a rat in the past life. Now in the present life, if you come to know that, then whenever you look, you see that figure. It creates a lot of problem. With one face itself is a confusion, because she changes every time. With this, it is a great confusion. So it is better advice, let this curtain be there between the past and the present, so that the drama of life can go on. Let the curtain be there between the stage and the audience, between the back room and the stage. Those curtains are put deliberately there. If you remove all the curtain, imagine, curtains from between the audience and the stage is removed. Curtain between the stage and the green room is removed. Will there be any drama? Everybody will be watching what is happening in the green room. This man comes and then he dresses up like Shiva and he comes with the cigarette and the beedi. Everybody will see that. Isn't it? You cannot have that. You need the curtain between the stage and the green room. So too between the audience and the stage. Because when you change the scene, you should put down the curtain. Now what are we doing? We are trying to pull down all the curtain. So life becomes a big misery, confusion. So God has very wisely put these curtains. Don't pull them down. What happened in the past, you don't have to know. Because the way you behave, it is implied in that. Anyway, three kinds of karmas are talked here. Kadividani sandidi cheda agami karma sanchida prarabdha bedena trividhani sandhi. There are three types of karmas. Trividhani sandhi. Trividha means three types. What are they? One is called agami karma. The other is called sanchida karma. And the third is called prarabdha karma. Agami, sanchida and prarabdha karma. So agami means that which is yet to come. Which is yet to come, agami. Sanchida means which has already been stored in your stock. Prarabdha means we start yielding result. Which started yielding result is your prarabdha karma, present sufferings and enjoyments, all a result of the prarabdha karma. Anyway, it will be discussed now. What is agami karma? Explained. Jnanotpatyanantaram jnanideha kritam punyapapa karma yadasti tadagami iti abhidhiyade. Jnanotpatyanantaram, after the enlightenment. Jnanotpatyanantaram. Jnanideha kritam, the body and mind of the enlightened person. Kritam means whatever activity he does. Those activities are called agami karma, like Buddha's work. Buddha after enlightenment worked for 40 years. Jesus Christ, 12 years in the desert and comes back and works for 2 years. Just 2 years only. Those work. An enlightened person's work. That is called agami karma, post-realization work. Like a post-retirement work or something. Post-realization. After realization, whatever the wise man does, that is agami karma. Agami means the future, coming works, agami karma. Jnani deha kridam. And in a very interesting insight, Shankara says, even a wise man can do good and bad deeds. Even an enlightened person, don't think enlightened person can do only good deeds. Because his condition, the body mind is conditioned in a certain way. So he is something like a very good driver driving a very bad car. Very useless car. If he drives, the car is going to break down somewhere. Don't blame the driver. It is not the driver's problem. So he says, the jnani also can, the enlightened person also can do sometime bad deeds. He also can become angry sometime. Possible. Little bit of possible. So jnani is punya papa karma, good and bad. Who says it is good and bad from your standpoint? Because it doesn't agree with you, say you are doing sin, bad karma, agrees with you, say you are doing good karma. From your standpoint. Look, after all, good and bad is a standpoint. So therefore, punya papa kritam karma, rupam karma yadasti tad agami idya vidhiyade. Those karmas are called agami karma. Karmas which are being done at this point. And those karmas which are being done, the result will come later. It's something like a bank deposit. That's the only way I can explain it. You have a bank deposit which has been deposited over different periods of time, 10,000 now, 20,000 then, 50,000 thereafter. So those deposits are there which will yield its interest at different periods of time. That's one sort of karma. And the one you deposit now, you keep depositing, that is called agami. Present you are keeping depositing, so agami. It is not yet even credited to your account because it is on the way. Credited not in there. So such is karma is called agami karma. Now what is sanchita karma? Sanchita karmam, sanchidam karma kim. What is sanchita karma? Second type of karma. Ananta kodi janmanam bijabhutam sad sakkarma jatam purvarjidam tishtadi tad sanchidam nyeyam. This is to be known as sanchidam. Sanchidam nyeyam. This karma. What is it? He says, ananta kodi janmanam bijabhutam purvarjidam karma jadam. Purvarjidam karma, which have earned in the previous birth or in the past of this birth. In the past. Whatever karmas you have been doing and its result have to come. All those karmas are, its account is deposited in your stock, in your personal account. So there is a personal account for all of us in the cosmic computer. Whatever you have done, it is recorded there. And they say Chitragupta is the one who records. All the video is taken. Chitra means video. Gupta means secretly. All your deeds are recorded in the cosmic computer mind. So you may think nobody has known it. Nobody is around. Let me do this. Nobody has seen it. Camera is there. You see, when Indians come to United States and buy a car, they just drive breakneck speed, 80 miles, 90 miles, thinking that nobody is watching. You are mistaken, sir. All these hidden cameras are there. By the time you reach home, you have to find the fine. The report has come. You have to pay the fine. What do you call that? The challan, the ticket. The ticket is already come in the post or the computer made it very fast. You drive and take 1 hour. By the time you reach home, the whole thing is recorded and the ticket has come. And not only come, it is debited in your account also. It is so fast. So fast. And you think it's all over? No. So everybody is watching you. The secret cameras are watching you all the time. You think nobody has noticed it. And sometimes you don't even notice it is debited in your account. Most of the things we don't remember. Because it's all in the credit card. So sometime money is gone, sometime money is coming. And nowadays I find even your salary straight away goes to the account. You don't feel the money. Goes straight into the account, debited in the account, and you are free. Free from all karmas. Understand? It's all done in the cosmic computer. So sanchita karma, there is a lot of stored karmas in your account. And according to Shankara, these karmas, yat karmam bija budam, they are the seeds for ananda kodi janmanam, for many, many more births. They are all there in the seed form. Many, many births you can take with this seed. It is very difficult to destroy all the seed. You may slowly exhaust some karmas, but new karmas are coming. So the whole thing is going on. And if you have no money, there are banks to lend money also. You understand? Your karma never ends. You think that there is nothing. Let me take sannyas. No. Somebody says, money you want? Here it is. And pay interest later. So this way the karma is going on. So ananta kodi janmanam bija bhudam, which is seed for many, many future births and suffering. Those karmas accumulated in your account is called sanchita jneyam, sanchita karma. That is a sanchita karma. And what is agami? The karma you perform now, which will be slowly accounted, and for which you have to take further births. That is the situation. Will you ever come out of this cycle? Very difficult. Very difficult. That's why Indians come from India and come here thinking that after 10 years I will go back. Never ever it happens. Because the loans are not paid, home loans are not paid, car loans are not paid, education loans are not paid. And by the time you complete all this, you are dead. Understand? You never come back to India. That is your situation. So, tad sanchidam jneyam. Now, what is prarabdha karma? So, please understand, prarabdha, sanchita and agami. These three karmas. Prarabdham karma, kim iti ched. Now, if you ask me, Kim, what is prarabdha karma? Answer. The answer is, idam shariram utpadya iha loge evam sukha dukkhadi pradam yat karma tat prarabdham bhogena nashtam bhavadi prarabdha karmanam bhogadeva shayayidi. So prarabdha karma is from the stock of the sanchita, a lot of karma is stored there. From that prarabdha, from that karma, idam shariram utpadya, a certain bundle of karmas start giving you the fruit. Is one, let's say FD, fixed deposit, maturing. Then that starts giving you the fruit. Idam shariram utpadya, the result, this body is generated from the prarabdha karma. Iha loge, and you get a particular loga, field of experience. And there, sukha dukkhadi pradam, it gives you experience of pleasure and pain. So according to karma theory, what you go through now is your prarabdha karma. You asked for it, you are going through it. If you run away from it, it will come behind you. Better face it. Better face the situation rather than running away. It's your prarabdha karma and you have to face it. Tat karma tat prarabdham bhogena nashtam bhavadi. You have to go through it. If you don't go through it, then you'll have to go through it with more suffering. You cannot escape from that. Bhogena nashtam bhavati. Prarabdha karmanam bhogadeva shayedi. So what a wise man does is, the wise man goes through it with understanding, it doesn't affect me. Ramakrishna, cancer. Ramana, cancer. Christ on the cross. Socrates drinking the poison. They all did it with the knowledge. Chidananda Rupa, Shivoham, Shivoham. It doesn't affect me. That knowledge was there in them. So with that knowledge, go through these sufferings and enjoyment. That's the meaning of Prarabdha Karmam, Bhogadeva Shayam Chayayidi. Without the Bhoga, it doesn't come to an end. Continuing, Sanchidam Karma. Now, so these are the karmas. Now how we put an end to it? Prarabdha Karma you have to go through. You cannot help it. But how do you go through? It doesn't affect me. Doesn't bother me. It is on the body, mind level, it happens. That way, just like Christ said, they don't hurt me at all. Prarabdha Karma, go through it. And Sanchita Karma, what do you do? Sanchidam Karma Brahma Eva Ahamidi Nishchayatmaga Jnanena Nashyadi. So all your past load can be destroyed, burnt, simply by the knowledge Aham Brahmasmi, I am Brahma. Because they are after all seeds. They are not yet sprouted. They cannot give you much suffering. So with this Brahma, Aham Brahmasmi, the knowledge, with that knowledge you must go to the past. Otherwise past, reliving the past is much more problematic. You must go to the past with this understanding. I am Brahma. When you go to the past with that understanding, or with that knowledge itself, all the past can be wiped off. Sanchita karma can be wiped off that way. Agami karma abhi jnanena nashyadi kincha agami karmanam nalini dalagada jalavad nalini dalagada jalavad jnaninam sambandho nasti. So agami karma jnanena. So agami karma, how do you, agami karma don't affect you. It affects others, he says. Shankara gives a twist here. The agami karma means the jnani's good and bad deeds, it won't affect him, it affects his devotees, unfortunately. So if the jnani comes to do, for example, Ramana Maharshi is suffering. For him there is no suffering. Who suffers? His assistants. You have to lift him and put him on the bed. All the suffering is for the assistant. When the child suffers, child doesn't suffer really. Who suffers? Mother suffers. Agami karma abhi jnanena nashyadi kincha agami karmanam nalini dalagada jalavad jnaninam sambandha nasti. So what the jnani does, enlightened person does, doesn't affect him, good or bad. It affects others. When Christ was on the cross, who suffered? Mary Magdalene and all those three women. Nobody else suffered. Christ doesn't have suffering. So it is the others who suffer. The jnani's good and bad deeds. That is being said in the next. So agami karma bhi jnanena nashyadi. As a result of the enlightenment, jnani is untouched by what he does. But agami karmanam nalini dalagada jalavada. It is like a lotus in a pool of water. Nalini dalam, lotus leaf. Jalavada, in a water. Lotus leaf in a water, or water in a lotus leaf. Doesn't touch the lotus leaf. Similarly, the enlightened person karma does not affect him. Sambandho nasti, doesn't affect the wise man. But where does it go? If a wise man, enlightened person say nice things, who benefits? Those who listen to him, isn't it? Around him. If he say nasty things, who suffers? People around him. So the good and bad deeds of the wise man goes to the people around him, he says, enlightened people. So if the enlightened man is angry with somebody, others suffer. He doesn't suffer at all. So better keep him cool. Let him not. So that is what he said. Kincha ye jnaninam stuvanti bhajanti archayanti tan pradi jnani kritam agami punyam gacchadi. So agami punyam jnani kritam, the actions of good deeds done by the enlightened person affects whom? Jnaninam ye archandi stuvandi bhajanti. Those who surrender, those who listen to the teachings of the jnani, those persons are benefited by the good deeds of an enlightened person. So what happened to the bad deeds of the enlightened person? Next. Ye jnaninam nindandi jishandi dukkha pradhanam kurvandi tan pradi jnani kritam sarvam agami kriyamanam yadavachyam karma pabatmakam tad gacchandi. So his bad deeds affect those ye jnaninam nindandi, scold the wise man, criticize the wise man, enlightened person, torture the wise man. Those people get the effects of the bad karmas of the jnani. So therefore don't mess with the wise man, enlightened person. Understand? All his bad deeds will come to you. Always please him. So he says nindandi. Jnaninam nindandi. Nindandi means condemn him. Dishandi, hate him. Jnana dukkha pradhanam kurvandi, torture him many ways, like Christ was tortured. And if he has done something wrong, all those things will affect him. Christ himself is not affected. So keep him in good humor. That is good for others. Tan pradi jnani gridam sarvam agami. Another word for agami karma is kriyamanam karma. Whether you call it agami, kriyamana, or another avachyam karma, unknown. You don't know what karma is doing. So all those will go to the people who criticize him, scold him, condemn him. Pabatmagam tad gacchadi. Pabatma means paba karmas, bad karmas will go to the people around him, those who criticize. So thus the jnani, enlightened person, is free from the effects of all karmas. How does he become free? One, he goes through his sufferings quietly, without any protest. Secondly, the knowledge, aham brahmasmi, that has wiped off all the past. And thirdly, whatever he is doing presently, good or bad, it goes to the people around him. It doesn't touch him. Thus, the jnani remains like a wonderful lotus in a pool of water. It is in the water, but it is still above the water, shedding its fragrance and beauty all around. Tadhacha atmavid samsaram tirtva brahmanandam ihaiva prapnodi. Thus tada atmavid, the enlightened person, the knower of the self, samsaram tirtva, transcending the ocean of misery, suffering, samsaram tirtva brahmanandam, that bliss which is indescribable, brahmanandam, that indescribable bliss, ihaiva prapnodi, he gains it here while living in this world, in this body. He attains that bliss right now, here. Taradishogam Atmavid Idi Shrudehe. So in the Shruti, by Chandogya Upanishad it said, Taradishogam Atmavid, Taradishogam Atmavid. The knower of the self transcends misery or suffering. That's the only way to transcend. Taradishogam Atmavid. Know the self and go beyond suffering and misery and lead a happy, fulfilling life. Tanum tejaduva kashyam shabadasya grihe dhava jnana samprapti samaye muktaso vikadashayah. It is smride. So smriti, there is another quotation. The quotation says, that kind of a person, doesn't matter where he lives. Where he lives is not important. Tanum tejaduva kashyam, let him live in Kashi and drop his body in Kashi. Kashi is supposedly a very holy place where people go and live and drop the body. Whether you live in Kashi, Benares and drop the body, or Chandalasya Grihe, or downtown Chicago. There you live and drop your body. Doesn't matter, he says. Where he is, doesn't matter. He can be here, there, anywhere. So, Tanum tejaduva kashyam shobada. Shobajaha means a Chandala, one who cooks and eats dogs. In India they are called Chandalas. Those who eat hot dogs. Cooks and eats dogs. Chandala. So, Tanum tejadu kashyam va shabadasya grahe dhava. Wherever he is, wherever he drops the body, jnana samprapti samaye. Since he has gained this knowledge, as a result of this knowledge, muktaha so vigadashaya. He is mukta, is free, and free from the past. And since he is free from the past, he is not tormented by the worries of the future, anxieties of the future. And he enjoys the power of now. Now I just stand one or two mantras. Sarve bhavantu sukhinah, sarve santu niramayah, sarve bhadrani pashyantu, ma kaschid dukkha bhag bhavet, asato ma satgamaya, tamaso ma jyotirgamaya, mrityorma amrutam gamaya. Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vasishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om.